Good evening, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selena, I'm from Tawenga-Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news, assessors split over the Kanuto verdict. Fiji Airways to save millions in training. An FRA chief executive resigns.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
3 assessors came back with a mixed opinion following their deliberation in a case of a pastor who allegedly raped 4 female members of his church congregation. The alleged offences took place over a period of 13 years. Shireen Sivan reports.
55-year-old pastor and Jezreel Line of Judah church leader Chone Dokanauto is facing 10 counts of various sexual offences. The trial was held for almost 2 weeks before Judge Justice Salesitemo in the Suva High Court. Prosecution presented 6 witnesses. 4 of them are the alleged victims, while the other 2 were pastor and a reverend, who were called to testify a particular verse from the Bible in court. Defense called in 7 witnesses, the accused himself with 6 church members from his congregation. This afternoon, the 3 assessors gave their verdict. The first assessor found Dokanauto guilty of 5 counts of rape and 2 counts of indecent assault. However, he did not find him guilty on 2 counts of indecent assault and 1 count of attempted rape. The second assessor found the pastor guilty on all charges, while the third assessor did not find him guilty on any of the charges. Justice Themo will deliver his judgment on Monday. Shireen Sivan, FBC News.
A 1-year-old baby died in a road accident in Lautoka yesterday afternoon. It is alleged the victim was hit by a neighbor's car. The infant, Maika Mbale Lautoka, was rushed to the Lautoka hospital but passed away later in the evening. It was believed he was playing alone outside the home when the neighbor reversed his vehicle and hit him. It was when his family was looking for him that they found him next to the vehicle unconscious. A post-mortem will be conducted to ascertain the cause of death. FBC News caught up with the victim's grandmother, Torika Mbale Mali Savo, at their home in Lautoka.
He was the cutest child in this house and liked by all the people that came here. We were happy that he was just beginning to run around and we didn't expect for this incident to happen.
Fiji Airways will start saving millions of dollars with the arrival of 2 full-flight simulators next year. The airline says this will also reduce the need for expatriate pilots and develop quality skills for our local airline pilots. Kelly Vadala reports.
The new simulators will bring the highest level of civil simulation technology available in the world today.
We currently spend many millions of dollars every year sending our pilots all around the world for their 6 monthly mandatory simulator training. This comes at a very high cost to the airline and also creates a lot of inefficiency. It will enable Fiji Airways to accelerate the development of Fijian captains with command quality standards that we require in the airline.
Minister for Economy Ian Said Gayoom says this adds to new economic opportunities and consolidates Fiji's hub status.
If we are able to have our own people being trained in Fiji, that foreign exchange is saved. Of course, it also means that when we have other countries sending their people to Fiji, it increases our revenue.
Fiji Airways today signed a letter of intent with a Canadian simulator manufacturer, which is a world-renowned aviation training provider.
Simulator center with the 2 simulators will cost in the order of US dollars 30 million. And the full facility, once it's completed, around 45 million US dollars.
Fiji Airways says the simulator's latest visual systems will convincingly replicate all the important destinations and airports in the Fiji Airways network, allowing pilots to familiarize themselves with the airports before actually flying there. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Fiji Roads Authority Chief Executive Officer John Hutchinson has resigned. Hutchinson only joined the FRA a year ago. During his tenure, the authority initiated a major restructuring with the budget allocation for 2016-2017 of more than $527 million. Also during his time as CEO, major subcontractor MWH Global's contract was terminated amid claims and counterclaims of non-payment of services and incomplete work. The matter is now before the courts. According to the authority, Hutchinson resigned due to personal reasons. Robert Sen is the acting CEO until a new chief executive officer is recruited. Still to come, Lautoka schools join hands to raise money for good cause, and 24 electricity supply brings joy. Details after the break.
Nimbula vinaka na yavangunga andi moala rara nalika o tikonga na tau ni Singatoka ando talitaka na vakaronga na Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Ya dora chubuni kurna bili. Borani batukara hambara binaranga. Do talitaki na vakaronga na Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Students and teachers of Nautoka Secondary School in Dakandrove are now enjoying 24 hours of electricity supply. A solar home system has been installed for the school and was opened by Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama yesterday morning. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
It's something they have always wanted. Power supply for the students who live and attend school in one of the most remote locations in Dakandrove. Nautoka Secondary School caters for 186 students with 66 boarders.
With the solar, we have 24/7, and in the evening when the boarders have their evening service, we normally have to wait for the generator to go on. But now, just a switch of a button, they can go ahead with their service in the evening.
The generator at the school would only be available for 4 hours per night, limiting their activities in the school. The installation of the solar home project system changes everything for them.
Reliable electricity means we can make our community safer. It means our children will be able to read and study under lights. And with a steady supply of power, teachers here at Nautoka Secondary School will be able to search through the internet and obtain information relating to modern skills.
The solar energy not only benefits Nautoka but the whole country as well, as it is one of the most effective tools we have in the fight against climate change.
The project is also aligned to the climate change efforts that we have been advocating at the world stage, especially using technology that is environmentally friendly and at the same time one that takes advantage of the tropical and God-given climate provided to us. These will be part of my stories that I will be sharing at the upcoming COP23 event, and I will be chairing from November in Bonn, Germany for an annual term.
19 school quarters, the school itself and 21 homes in the nearby village are all receiving power through the solar project, which has a total cost of $76,000. Eleanor Tarangaivu, FBC News.
It's now emerging that there was a misunderstanding of the number of vacancies in the UK Armed Forces advertised last year, with the freeze on recruitment now in place. FBC News understands that some of the Fijians applying for the posts were told that it was 200 posts per Commonwealth country and not 200 vacancies in total. The British High Commission here has confirmed that only 200 odd posts were vacant, and this was opened up to all Commonwealth countries that wanted to apply on a first-come, first-served basis. There are now a number of Fijians in the UK who will have to either return home or fork out more than $2,000 to extend their visitor visa, with Phase 1 training deferred to 2018. It's all for one, one for all, a case of all schools in Lautoka that joined hands to raise money for a cancer student for overseas treatment. 19-year-old Mahima Pile is suffering from sarcoma, a muscle cancer that needs urgent surgery. Ropate Valeme reports.
Mahima Diwan Pillay, a student of Tilak High School, who scored the highest mark in Hindi in the country last year, and her plight has brought Lautoka schools together.
Fortunate news of one of our very own who is suffering from cancer. and was in need of some very urgent surgery. The school reached out in partnership with the primary schools around Lautoka, the secondary schools, and they have raised a significant amount of money towards the treatment of this young lady, a young, very promising young lady, scored the highest in the country for Hindi last year, 96. She has a promising future.
Her mother Sumitra Devi says she still has faith her daughter will win her battle.
Yes, at first it was when it was diagnosed in 2010, but we managed to go. We just had a God faith in us that my daughter will be fine and she will be with us in future.
The young promising girl is also one of the top students of Lautoka schools. Teachers also volunteered to shave their heads on behalf of this young girl at the Tilak Day celebration today. She will be traveling to Australia for treatment by the end of July. Rapati Valume, FBC News.
The Fiji Police Force says the drop in juvenile offenders is a result of a stringent awareness program. This was confirmed by Police Chief of Operations ACP Rusia Tetunravu. A total of 337 juveniles or young offenders had committed crimes in 2016 compared to 355 in 2015. ACP Rusia Tetunravu is adamant that through awareness, crimes are made known to the public along with its effects. Tundravu has also confirmed awareness is one of their priority areas.
These are the areas that we are concentrating on, and along that line is our it's also our when we bring in suspect the faster processing system for them to produce in court. This for us is a sort of like a response that we can cut down criminal activities so they know that we are on top of all these things.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, we have all the build-up to the Fiji versus Scotland test, but Akosita is up next with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening. Coming up, butter prices skyrockets. And in growing Fiji, students get 99-year leases for agriculture. Stay with us.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, boxing battle heats up, but Rachel is up next with business.
Thank you, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight, Burger King talks about expansion plans. And in growing Fiji, agriculture show gets underway in Nosori. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Leading our business tonight, the price of Rewa butter increased recently due to the increase in the global dairy trade price for Fonterra's butter in New Zealand. Fonterra is a supplier for Fiji Dairy Limited. The global dairy trade price for butter has increased significantly since September last year, which has affected the cost of imported butter. The Fiji Commerce Commission, after an independent assessment and analysis of Fiji Dairy Limited submission, made the new prices effective from June 8th. The 125 grams butter now costs $2.75, 250 grams cost $5.25, and 500 grams cost $9.95. Prices may vary outside VT level. Rewa butter is a price control item. The Fiji Commerce Commission is warning traders not to take advantage of the current situation and increase cement prices unethically. Chief Executive Joel Abraham says the Commission has received a complaint about a trader in the Western Division who allegedly accepts only cash payments for cement and refuses to issue receipts. Abraham says teams have been deployed in all the divisions to monitor cement prices. Concerns have also been raised by construction companies over cement prices.
We are currently undertaking surveys to ensure that prices are kept to the reasonable standards and they are not increased just because of the shortages.
And we now join Savanatha from the HFC Bank with the latest on the currencies market.
Thank you. Let's look at the US dollar against the Fijian dollar. The US dollar opened 2 points weaker when compared to yesterday at 0.4748. This came off the back of US data released this morning. The United States released their continuing jobless claim as of June 6, which increased from 1.936 million to 1.944 million. it was expected to fall to 1.924 million. Also, their initial jobless claims figures as of June 16th increased from 238,000 to 241,000. Let's look at the performance of our currencies on a 5-day moving average compared to last week. The Australian dollar has strengthened by 19 points to stand at 0.6254. The New Zealand dollar has strengthened by 35 points to stand at 0.65 flat. And the US dollar has weakened by 4 points to stand at 0.4753. That's the news from my end. Thank you, Akosita.
Thank you, Save. Looking at today's exchange rates, the Fijian dollar weakened against the Chinese yuan and American dollar to close at 3.24 and 47 cents respectively. And as for our regional currencies, the Australian dollar weakened, closing at 62 cents, while the New Zealand and PNG kina weakened to close at 64 cents and 132. And as for our commodities market, oil prices rose to close at $42.87 a barrel, gold rose to close at $1,251 an ounce, and silver followed suit, closing at $16.61 an ounce. And in Growing Fiji tonight, it was a historic achievement for 11 students who just completed their agriculture studies in Osori as they received commercial agriculture leases from the government this afternoon. Handing out the offer letters, Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum says this is a historical achievement as all the students now have a 99-year commercial agriculture lease. He says farming hasn't always been seen as a modern-day profession or a financially viable proposition. However, the lease handout can be a way to encourage young Fijians to get into farming. The leases will be used for agricultural purposes through the Itoke Land Trust Board.
We're young, enthusiastic farmers who we hope will contribute, of course, to the growth of our economy.
And that's business this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Jamie.
Thank you, Akosita, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, the latest on the eve of the Fiji versus Scotland test. And Winston Hill has his eyes firmly fixed on world event. This and more after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ. मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1. इट्स सो हॉट.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट.
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफरेकी से. मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट. आई लव मिर्ची एफएम.
हमें स्पिन तो हुआ कि मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे.
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट.
Despite Scotland making 12 changes to its side that beat the Wallabies, the Vodafone Flying Fijians are still wary of the Northern Hemisphere Giants, who are currently 4th on the World Rugby standings. The Scottish have decided to rest a number of its key players for the one-off test in Suva tomorrow. Vastil Prasad reports.
The Fijians say they have the utmost respect for the team named by Scotland, despite the visitors naming a near second-string side for the test.
Scottish, obviously got a lot of depth in their squad, and they're quite confident to use their other players, and yeah, they've had a lot of travel and a couple of big games. So I guess that they're looking after their players and making sure they've got fresh players in the game.
The Scots are not the only enemy, as the weather elements could also play a vital role in the game.
If it's slippery like this, yeah, ball retention the boys have to be really attentive.
We'll make sure that the weather doesn't affect it at all, and we've changed a bit of tactics in our game, and we hope it comes all tomorrow.
The coach has also spoken highly of the 4 debutants named in the side, which includes Joshua Tuisova, John Stewart, Isikeli Nambo, and Moses Daudivaki.
Players, making their Test match debut, and it's really for the whole squad to work together and make it a memorable day for those players.
With the challenge laid down, the onus is now on Gera and his troops to make the last home test of 2017 memorable for all Fijians. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, skipper Kapusingera says the team will have something more to play for tomorrow. Prop Campizi Mafu lost his father earlier this week and had to return to Australia. Ngera says the players feel for their teammate and are motivated more to record Fiji's second win over Scotland tomorrow.
To build a team environment and to have one of our players facing through difficult times at the moment, it's a sad time for us as a team, and we just want to hope and wish him well, and hopefully everything goes well for him and his family.
As mentioned earlier, Scotland coach Gregor Townsend has made 12 changes for tomorrow's final tour test match against the Flying Fijians in Suva. Hooker Ross Ford will become the most capped Scotland player in history, overtaking the record held by former Gloucester fullback Chris Patterson. The men in blue, who are seeking a clean summer tour sweep, have an almost entirely new backline with Duncan Taylor the only survivor. The bench is made up entirely of players who vanquished Australia last week, giving a host of match-winning options to call upon later in the game. Meanwhile, the Scottish coach believes they need to be on point in all aspects of the game against Fiji. Townsend says in addition to the Flying Fijians' electric backline, Fiji's progress in the set pieces has not gone unnoticed, and his side will need to play fast and consistent rugby in Suva tomorrow.
We've got to make sure that we are very accurate when we play our game, our attacking game, also very accurate with kicking. Because if we're loose in those areas, that's when Fiji come alive. Fiji have also developed over the last few seasons. They've got an excellent set piece now. We saw that during the World Cup and the games in November, especially against England. The scrum was very good. They've got a very good line out.
The turnout to tomorrow's game between Fiji and Scotland will set the platform to host more Tier 1 nations in the future. Fiji Rugby Union Chief Executive John O'Connor says spectator attendance on game days is one of the factors World Rugby will look at when deciding to bring other international games to Fiji.
We've always complained that we don't have these high-profile games. World Rugby has given this opportunity to us. And one of the drivers is broadcast rights, and broadcast rights are driven by the crowds at the ground and so forth.
We now join Vashnil Prasad live from the Flying Fijians team camp. Vashnil, what's the latest?
Yes, Jamie, here with me is Albert Vulivuli and Sonia Koto. They have just been presented the jersey tonight from Prime Minister Josiah Puranga Bainimarama, and what a night it is. On the eve before the big day tomorrow, Fiji versus Scotland, and I'll go with the most capped and most senior player first. How was the jersey presentation with Moses Evoka receiving his first cap tonight?
Yes, it's always indeed a privilege for any new player to receive his new hat and be capped with the Flying Fijians, and I think he is very proud and happy at the same time to be part of the Flying Fijians group. Yeah.
Albert, probably missing out the Italy game, now back into the squad, into the starting lineup, and combining with Charlie Matumbua. How the combination of you two will work in this game? How important it is against a team like Scotland?
Yes, I think it's very important. We had a good training week this week and missed out last week. The boys who played last week played really well. Everyone played really well, credit to him. I'm thankful to God that we have been given an opportunity to don the Fiji jersey again, and every time I wear it, it's always an honor, and
Sonia,
will go well tomorrow.
Sonia, number of forwards in the Scotland team is more than what we have named, including our bench. What do you think? Will they be more focusing on our forwards and will be playing just something like Italy?
Yes, I think they'll be. They play an expensive rugby, so we need a lot of firepower up front, and I think the coaches have gone for that split. And when the legs get tired and it needs to be changed, and they'll put the reserves in, and we just need more firepower to match the Scotland team. Yeah.
But 12 changes in the squad of Scotland. Probably the team that beat Wallabies, it's a little bit of changeover team for Scotland, but overall, what you're anticipating from the Scottish side? 19 years we haven't beaten them.
Yeah, Scotland or all the European teams, the Big 12 changes, they are still pretty strong, and we're not underestimating the capabilities. We know they're very strong, and that's why they rank number 5. But yeah, we are looking forward to the game tomorrow, and I think the boys are excited. Not every time you get an opportunity to play someone ranked 5 in your own homeland, so it doesn't come around often. So yeah, we'll try our best tomorrow, and hopefully we can get a win.
Let's see, despite the 12 changes Scotland made, these players have given the Scotland side, which is ranked 4th in the world ranking, respect, and they will show what is rugby tomorrow come at the ANZ Stadium. Jamie.
Fijian weightlifter Eileen Vikamatana has won an overall silver medal in the 90-kilo category at the Junior World Championships in Japan. Vikamatana lifted 97 kilograms in the snatch to win a bronze medal and 132 kilos in the clean and jerk to win a silver medal, giving her a total of 229 kg for an overall silver. Vikamatana will now return to the Oceania Weightlifting Institute in New Caledonia to prepare for the Commonwealth Championships. Fiji's #1 ranked amateur boxer Winston Hill says he is in the best shape of his fighting career ahead of next week's Oceania Championships. The 23-year-old needs at least a silver medal at the competition to qualify for the World Championships in August. Rohit Deo tells us more.
Winston Hill says this is the best preparation he has ever had and is ready to do the country proud.
Once again get to carry the Fiji flag on my shoulders and represent the country in boxing. We're confident to place in the Commonwealth Games, got to get a gold or silver to qualify for World Championships.
Hill has just returned from a 2-week training camp in New Zealand and says it was quite fruitful. He leaves for Australia on Sunday, where the Oceania Championships begins next Tuesday.
We went over to New Zealand to look for quality sparring, and that's what we got with a self-made boxing team under Mooks and with renowned MMA pro fighters making it to the UFC as well. Was able to get a lot of sparring rounds with them.
Trainer Napoleon Tomei Piao is aware of the boxer's potential and has faith Hill will be able to box his way to the world meet.
This is probably one of the best preparations that we've had because of the sparring that he was able to get over the last 2 weeks. Winston is ranked number 18 in the world. He'll be seeded number 1 in Oceania, so he'll get a bye. He'll get one bye fight. He should. So I expect him to get into the semi and even the finals.
Hill is ranked #1 for the tournament but will face tough competition from opponents from Australia, New Zealand, Tahiti and New Caledonia. The Oceania Championships will be held in Australia, while the World Champs will be hosted by Germany in August. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Netball Fiji will send an invitational team to the inaugural Super Club competition in New Zealand next month. The team named Maramavo will be coached by Una Rokoura and consists of national reps. The team will have the services of Vaitiwanga Tambua, Lesi Wanga and Raitseli Ndabeua, as well as the Australia-based Maria Lutua. Meanwhile, Netball Fiji received $324,480 from the Fiji Sports Commission to fund the Fiji Under-21 team to the Netball World Youth Cup in Botswana next week. Germany and Chile missed out on the chance to book their place in the semi-finals of the 2017 Confederations Cup as they played out an entertaining 1-1 draw today. That's it from sports this evening. Join Angie later on with weather and in new media. University of Fiji improves communication channels with students with the launch of SMS service. Details after the break.
Bula, kera mai Lautoka, kera do tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and do moi viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo ko lang do tali taka na Radio Fiji 1 na do moi viti.
Ayam ko aso sila tali. Nagurara may na omani, nandunga. Gitu tali taki nang do pinasawale po nang rongo. Barong na Radio Fiji 1 nang do moi viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 nang do moi viti na bonga ni VNN.
More than 2,000 students of the University of Fiji will benefit through a SMS communication channel which was launched today. Executive Director Finance Executive Director Finance Ambassador Ravneet Sami says the channel will allow communication with students at any time. Students will be able to send and receive messages through SMS number 5276. Vodafone Fiji Manager Corporate Affairs Shailendra Prasad says the channel opens up an avenue for students to express themselves.
Suppose if tomorrow we get a cyclone warning, so at least through SMS blast we can inform all the students that the university will be closed for business for a day or maybe hours. Or suppose if there is a lecturer who got sick, so we can inform the student that this lecture will not be conducted today, rather than the student coming and waiting in the lectures and getting frustrated.
It is very, very important that these avenues are available to the students, to the staff, to be able to air the grievances or issues or complaints, whereby you take this as as positively as you can, as a constructive feedback, and act on this.
We now join Kelly with the latest from the world of weather.
Good evening. Let's take a look at the weather. Some warm, moist air from the north moved in over Fiji last night, and that has brought in showers and high temperatures. Looking at today in the west, it was cloudy and quite warm, but no rain since last night. Moving eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, we saw some thunderstorms around overnight as rain moved into the eastern areas, bringing some heavy rainfall early in the day, giving way to scattered showers and a warm, humid afternoon. And up to Vanuatu, more of the same. Generally cloudy skies and light showers. Lampasa was the warm spot of the day, hitting 31. At seas, southerly winds 15 to 20 knots and moderate to rough seas. Tonight we'll have a low tide at 10:58, followed by high tide tomorrow morning at 5:11. Sunrise will be at 6:37. Once the sun is up tomorrow, we'll have a cloudy, warm Saturday. Conditions should be good for the Fiji-Scotland test match at ANZ Stadium. Tomorrow's temperatures, Suva will be up at 30 again, and the rest of the nation will have a warm Saturday as well. Saturday will be much like Saturday, warm, scattered cloudies, and a chance of light showers. And that, Jackie, is our FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Kelly. On Fijian Pulse today, we asked, is Scotland showing disrespect to Fiji by making 12 changes to the team?
I think it's completely up to Scotland what it is that they want to do, and it has nothing to do with Fiji. It's just got to do with their team.
We've competed well with Italy last week, so now it's sort of something more higher than that. So whether they've changed the team for the 12 members, that's irrespective of that. That's irrespect. It's not really an issue.
Yes, I think it's a big disrespectful thing, because like we and Fiji team knows who will be playing, but all of a sudden it's a big change.
Yes, 12 changes in 15-man rugby team is it's a sign of disrespect, and we do hope the Flying Fijian teaches them a lesson.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, a space-age technology has been created to provide relief to a medical condition known as PAD. The condition is caused by plaque buildup in the arteries and can be extremely painful. Recapping the main stories, assessors split over the Kanoto verdict, Fiji Airways to save millions in training, and FRA chief executive resigns. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, will the new health customer care call centre help improve services? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, today's shot of the day was sent in by Sai and Koto of Naviti Resort, the sky turning a beautiful shade just before sunset. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply #FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye for now.